जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं। जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। नित्यमुक्तं निर्विकल्पं ಧ್ಯಾನಲೋಕಪ್ರದೀಪಕಂ.
ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರು ನಮ್ಮ ಯುಗದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅಭೂತಪೂರ್ವ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸಮಾಜದ ಆಂದೋಲನದ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರು, ಆಧುನಿಕ ವೈದಿಕ ನವೋದಯದ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಅನ್ವೇಷಕ, ಪವಿತ್ರ ಊರಾದ ತಿರುವಣ್ಣಾಮಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ್ಮ ತಾಳಿದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಯೋಗಿ, ಕೆಚ್ಚೆದೆಯ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸಂಶೋಧಕ, ದೈವಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ. ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರು ಇಂದು ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ರಹಸ್ಯಾರ್ಥ ಯೋಗ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ಪಥದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ನಿಪುಣರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕತೆಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸಂಶೋಧನಾಕಾರ, ಆತ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ತೋರುವ ಗುರುಗಳು. ಅವರ ವಿವೇಕದ ಸಂಪತ್ತು, ಅವರ ನಗುವಿನ ಆ ಸಂತಸ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರ ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯ ದೀಕ್ಷೆಯ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನರೊಡನೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರು ಜೀವನ್ಮುಕ್ತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಪರಿಹಾರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮರೆಯಲಾರದ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ.
ಸರ್ವಧರ್ಮ ಪ್ರಣೇತಾರಂ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದರೂಪಿಣಂ ವಂದೇ ಸನಾತನಂ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದಾಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತಂ. ವೇದ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸಂವೇದ್ಯಂ ದೇವದೇವಿ.
In this verse, Bhagavan describes the principle of incarnation, the principle of birth and death. As I said, every time you start responding in a new way to a problem or situation or crisis, you take new birth. You live many times in one body, many minds, in one mind, many bodies. Sometimes you are stuck with one mental pattern. Without coming out of it, you spend janmas after janmas after janmas, lives after lives after lives. Same way, sometimes within one body, you go through so many minds. Best use of time is within one body, go through all types of minds. That's best use of time. Don't waste cosmic time. Once in a while, when you look back, you feel, God, 6 years before, how I was, how I used to respond to every situation, how my mental patterns were. Now see how I am. If the period you feel you are different and now you are different, if that period is coming down, your spiritual growth is happening in full speed. Understand? That period is what I call one birth. For some people it's 5 years. Some people one full janma also don't feel. Those days how I used to be, now how I am. No. It's all same. See, that period of transformation is what I call one birth. Today sit and do this like a homework. When you look back, what was the time? You will honestly feel as your old personality's death and the new personality's expression. If you look back, is it 3 year or 4 year or 1 year or 8 months? Look back. See the transformation period. That is what I call as time of one birth of your mind. One birth of your mind, one life of your mind. If all your patterns, you are responding in a new way, then the old mind is dead. One life of your mind. Actually, one life of your mind, when it reduces, your spiritual growth is intensely increasing. If one life of your mind, your average one life of your mind, now you should know by doing this exercise. By digging it out, you should know. Is it 5 year, 4 year, 3 year? Understand? I'm giving you clear principles. When you sit, do the homework properly, looking in, not even one pattern, you should be giving old response. See the old response date, when you used to respond in old, your own unconscious way. Now, all patterns, you should be responding in new way. If you have not yet started responding to all your major patterns of life in new way, then still your mind is not yet dead. Still the period is happening. Your mind is only getting more old, not yet dead. See, major, I can say only 10 or 15 patterns you use every day in your life. So maximum 15 patterns only all of you use per day. If that 15 patterns are transformed, if you are responding to that 15 mental patterns in new way, when I say the mental patterns, let me give a explanation.
ಕಲ್ಪತರು ಉತ್ತಮ ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅನಾರೋಗ್ಯದ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣವನ್ನು ಅಳಿಸಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚೈತನ್ಯದ ಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನು 1300% ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಅವತಾರ ಪುರುಷರಾದ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರಿಂದ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ಪರಿವರ್ತನಾಕಾರಕ ಹಾಗೂ ಉಪಶಮನಕಾರಕವಾದ ಒಂದು ಅನನ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ, ಧ್ಯಾನ ಹಾಗೂ ದೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಬಳಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಜಾಗೃತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಿಕೆಯ ಒಂದು ಇಣುಕು ನೋಟದಿಂದ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ದೈಹಿಕ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆಯನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿ ಉತ್ತಮ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲನೆಯ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕಲ್ಪತರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಳ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಧ್ಯಾನಪೀಠ, ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ನಗರ, ಬಿಡದಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
For example, when your irritation comes up, anger comes up, how you respond, that is one mental pattern. When your tiredness comes up, how you respond, that is mental pattern. When your lust comes up, how you respond, that is your mental pattern. Sometimes people become so unconscious. When lust comes, they respond with anger. When lust comes, if you respond with romance, you are at least in your natural state. When lust comes, if you respond with anger to your lust, you are in perverted state. When your anger comes, you respond in a romantic way. When your confusion comes, you respond with active analysis. Actually, when a confusion or chaos comes, you should respond with tiredness and unclutching. But when confusion or chaos comes, you are active Whenever your confusion, chaos comes up, respond with tiredness and unclutched mood. Whenever the peace and restful awareness comes up, respond actively and with actions, life. But whenever you feel restful awareness and relaxed, what you do? You just lie down and sleep. When there's a chaos and confusion, whoever you can remember, all of them become criminals. How you actively respond to your chaos and confusion. But when you feel peaceful, little restful, relaxed, you lie down and sleep off. You never allow that to sink in your life, celebrate your life. Basically, only 10 to 15 patterns per day you respond. If the 10 to 15 patterns, mental patterns, if you have started giving complete new response, your old mind is dead. Death of the mind has happened. Now the new mind is created. Lifespan of your mind, if it reduces, your spiritual growth increases. First time when your mind completely dies and new mind is created, the lifespan of that mind may be even 20 year or 30 year. Till you see the master. The moment you see the master, within first 1 year, the old mind's death should happen. Only then you are going to be staying with the master, understand? Even if that much of transformation is not happening, then your place is somewhere else. You are not the person for studying the spirituality. First lifespan of mind may be 20 years. When the second mind is born, that is why you are called reborn. After that, the second mind, the lifespan of the second mind should not be more than 2 years. Then third mind should not be more than 2-3 months. Fourth, fifth mind, and all should be only in weeks. The ultimate spiritual growth is every night your mind should die when you fall asleep. Next day, it should be new pattern, new way of responding. Along with your every sleep, your mind should die. The lifespan of your mind should be only 1 day. Then you are a Jivan Mukta, you are living enlightenment. See, God has made a natural process of killing your mind every night. Why are you getting it back? He has given you natural divorce of every day. The lifespan of your mind should be from waking up to falling asleep. That's all. Every time when you wake up, it should be new mind, new way, new pattern, new way of responding. Every night you fall asleep, mind should die. See, the deep sleep state, when you go in and come out, you should not be responding in the same old pattern, with the same old responses. Living in one body but had many minds is what I call soul getting matured. This is what is maturity of the soul. We all know body getting matured, body getting old, but only very few soul getting matured. Sometimes you can see people who have young body, sometimes very young age, but matured soul will be inside that young body. You will listen to very matured things. Sometimes the body will be very old, but still mind is not matured. Young body, matured soul. The concept of rebirth.
ಓ ಓರ್ವ ಅವತಾರ ಪುರುಷರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ದಿವ್ಯ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಬೇಕೇನು? ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಪಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರಮಹಂಸರೊಡನೆ ಮುಖಾಮುಖಿ.
ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಹಿಯರ್.
ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದರು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಅಪೂರ್ವವಾದ ಹಾಗೂ ಅಸದೃಶವಾದ ಉಡುಗೊರೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
You got practically everything and too much for a phone call.
ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಡೆಯುವ ಸತ್ಸಂಗದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೂ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರ ನೀಡಲು ಅವರು ಲಭ್ಯವಿರುವರು.
No, you ask anything you want in your life. Ask me any boon you want.
ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 8 ಗಂಟೆಯ ನಂತರ +918027279999ಗೆ ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ನಿಮ್ಮದಾಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹಾಗೂ ntv.nithyananda.orgಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ನೇರ ಪ್ರಸಾರವನ್ನು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿ. ಖಿನ್ನತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ಲುತ್ತಿದೆಯೇ? ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸಲು ನಿಮಗೆ ಭಯವಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆಯೇ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದಿನ ನೆನಪುಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕಾಡುತ್ತಿವೆಯೇ? ಇವೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣ ಬಾಲ್ಯದಿಂದಲೇ ಸಮಾಜವು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಿರುವ ನಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕವಾದ ಮನೋವೃತ್ತಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಂದ ಹೊರಬರಲು ಒಂದೇ ಮಾರ್ಗವೆಂದರೆ ಈ ನಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಮನೋವೃತ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾಶಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಸ್ಫುರಣ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಪ್ರಬಲಯುಕ್ತವಾದ ಧ್ಯಾನ ತಂತ್ರಗಳ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಳವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೂರಿರುವ ನಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಮನೋವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ.
Your life is basically bliss. Anything you feel other than bliss is a samskara, engraved memory. These 4 days I am going to remove those engraved memories from you.
ಮಗುವಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ ಆ ನಿರ್ಮಲವಾದ ಮುಗ್ಧತೆಯ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ತರವಾದ ಅವಕಾಶ. ದಿನಾಂಕ ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 1ರಿಂದ 4, 2012. ಸ್ಥಳ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಧ್ಯಾನಪೀಠ, ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದಪುರಿ, ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ನಗರ, ಮೈಸೂರು ರಸ್ತೆ, ಬಿಡದಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ದೂರವಾಣಿ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ 1800-425-22333, 0974-220-3311.
Should be understood. Concept of reincarnation should be understood. The unique truth revealed in Hindu tradition, in the Hindu philosophy, is the concept of rebirth and concept of pure consciousness taking birth. Concept of rebirth is like a soul getting more and more matured and assuming different bodies, and even in one body assuming different minds. This is the soul getting matured. The next concept, pure conscious energy, means highly matured soul assuming human body. We call them as incarnations. Avatara Purushas. In Sanskrit we call avataras. Avatar means coming down. Krishna can't be more in tune with us. We can't be more in tune with Krishna, God. I tell you, sincerity or the honesty, intensity with the signs, the spirit behind the ritual. Please understand, when the spirit behind the ritual is gone, then spirituality becomes just rituality. If the spirit behind the ritual is added, then ritual becomes spiritual. When the spirit behind the ritual is taken away, then spirituality becomes ritual. If this intensity is lost, yogo nashta parantapaha happens. How the intensity gets lost? The yogo nashta parantapaha. Now I tell you, I'll give you the physiology of the yogonashtaha. I am giving you the physiology of the yogonashtaha, not psychology, because I don't believe in psychology. I believe only in physiology. I give you the physiology of the yogonashtaha. Why the yoga gets lost? First thing, whenever you teach the science, create an ambience where people will practice. Create the space where people have the spiritual freedom to practice. Understand, whether you are a person making 30 rupees per day in India. In India, there are so many people who work and make 30 rupees per day, or 300 crore per day. In India, there are people who make 300 crore per day. Whether it's a 30 rupee per day person or 300 crore per day person, they can't take 5 hours out of their life for their conscious growth. Take it. Even if they are making 300 crore per day, even if their whole life is available to them, they don't have a spiritual freedom. Now, whether it's a 30 rupee per day person or 300 crore per day person, people don't have 5 hours of their day. Neither they get inspired, they should spend 5 hours a day in spiritual freedom, nor they understand the importance of it, or they don't get the time. There are so many reasons. That 5 hours only they will have to attend the office, that 5 hours only they will have to cook, that 5 hours only they will have to pack the food for their son. There are so many things happening in that 5 hours. That 5 hours only they have to sleep to recoup with their whole day routine. The physiology of the yogonashtaha. I will do the postmortem of yogonashtaha. Yogonashta is a dead body. It has already happened many times. Because nobody has done the postmortem and presented the report, we are not able to solve this disease. The first component, the physiology of yogonashtaha. Why the loss of the spirit in spirituality happens is people not having spiritual freedom. Not having some specific time dedicated only for this. One, you should be given inspiration, understanding, should not be given any other work. Even if there are few days when your inspiration and understanding goes down, you should be forced, enforced back to that spiritual freedom. Not having that spiritual freedom is the first reason for this yogonashtaha. No community which had a spiritual freedom lost the original spirit, original inspiration, original truth. Like Bhagavan says, Rajarshayo viduhu. Understand, the Vedic tradition is not transmitted from Swami to Swami. No, it is from Rajarshi to Rajarshi. Unfortunately, when the Rajarishis did not have their spiritual freedom, as I described now, the morning 5 hours when it was taken out of the spiritual freedom and used for something else, this yogonashtaha started happening. Only then, to fill that gap, the sannyas sampradayas are created. The Swami's tradition was created. You may have the question, who is Raja Rishi? I'll answer that question tomorrow.
ಕಲ್ಪತರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಜಾಗೃತಿಯ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಎಂದರೇನು? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲೂ ಸುಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ಅಡಗಿರುವ ಅಸಾಧಾರಣ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವೇ ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗುರುಗಳ ದೀಕ್ಷೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಜಾಗೃತಗೊಳಿಸಬಹುದು. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಜಾಗೃತಗೊಂಡರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ತರುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, ಸಂಪತ್ತು, ಯಶಸ್ಸು, ಸಂತೋಷಭರಿತ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವನ್ನು ತಂದುಕೊಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಧ್ಯಾನ ಹಾಗೂ ದೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಬಳಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕುಂಡಲಿನಿ ಜಾಗೃತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಇಣುಕು ನೋಟವನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಪತರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸ್ಥಳ: ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಧ್ಯಾನಪೀಠ, ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ನಗರ, ಬಿಡದಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.